Seeker, welcome to the Awakening Her podcast. I am so grateful that you've been led here, and I'm excited for you that you're answering the call to manifest more magic in your life by mastering the law of attraction. So cool. My name is Talia, and I'm committed to cutting the fluff and showing you exactly how to manifest more excitement, ease, success, abundance, confidence, love, and anything else you've been craving. So if you're ready to crack the code on manifestation, amplify your intuition, and play in the quantum, we are now besties. Let's do this. Hello, my love. Welcome back to the Awakening Her podcast. How's it going? My name is Talia Joy. I'm so excited you're here. Hello. Pull up a beanbag chair, pull up a yoga mat, pull up a cafe latte, whatever you want to pull up. I'm excited that we are here today. In this episode, we are talking all about the quantum, and I am making it as understandable and down to earth as possible. So we're talking about quantum manifestation, which is all about unlimited possibilities, causing a quantum leap, rapidly moving forward. We're going to talk about timelines. We're going to talk about universal laws, but I am going to attempt as a self-challenge, which I always do as a teacher and an intuitive. I'm going to attempt to make it as grounded and understandable as possible so that if you're new to quantum manifestation, quantum principles, you'll understand it. And if you already know quite a bit about this, you're going to hear some nuggets in this today that's going to make it land even more. So I'm going to offer some tangible practices that you can do to start practicing quantum manifestation. And if you find that as you listen to this, your soul and your inner self is going like, oh my goodness, which is what happens with us old souls, especially when you're ready. Because this is the thing, you get nudged inside and something goes, ooh, and you get drawn in. That's your soul saying you're ready for this. So if you find yourself really hearing this and can't get enough and want to learn how to actually implement it and how to have rapid transformation and rapid quantum leaps, I am launching a brand new program called Quantum Magic. It's a 4-week program delivered through, again, private audio. It's a private podcast feed, but there's a community WhatsApp thread. We're going to be rooting each other on. I've just finished and wrapped up Awakened Intuition, which was done in the same format, and it was so much fun to hang out on WhatsApp, answer all your questions, give you cards and chat and really get to know each other and really hear the transformation to do with intuition. This time we're pointing it on the quantum, and we're really looking at rapid transformation and quantum leaps. I'm giving you so many tangible practices. Over 4 weeks, you're going to get 2 audio recordings, audio trainings per week at least. And if you know, I'm known to over deliver. So that's, at least what you're going to get is 2 a week. And I'm going to take you through the entire process. So if you want to join a group that is doing this along with you, a group of like-minded seekers, and it's done in a way that you can binge the trainings at any time, and then come into the community for support, for your questions to be answered, to celebrate your wins. It is going to be a high vibe, really fun time that's going to move the needle forward, teach you a bunch. It's going to be such a fun program that is going to truly bring you into that quantum leaping, quantum expansion. I'm so excited. And if you're listening to this in the future, I am going to be offering it as an education podcast program that you can buy at any time. It just won't have that live community component of the first time that I run it. But these are my signature trainings, my signature tools. I'm pouring it all into this program. It's all quantum, made to make a quantum leap in your life, made to shift you, to move the needle forward. So join us. It's fun. It's perfect for summer because it's not like you have to be present for a million calls. You're going to learn. We're going to root you on. It's going to be so fun. The link for that as well is below. That is called Quantum Magic, and we are starting in just a couple weeks. June 18th, I believe, is the start date. I'm not in front of my calendar. Okay, so let's dive into this quantum manifestation. We're going to ground it. We're going to make it make sense, okay? So the first thing that I really want you to understand is that quantum manifestation is built into or is part of quantum physics. It uses the principles of quantum physics, and it uses universal laws. And basically, when I say uses quantum physics, uses universal laws, we can explain it through quantum physics. We can explain quantum manifestation by explaining universal laws. It's something that already exists. So that's the thing with manifestation and the law of attraction. It's not like you have to go out and find it, it already exists. It's like the law of gravity, it already exists, it just is. So quantum manifestation is a possibility that already exists to you, and it's up to you to learn about it, to tune into it, to rock it, and to really see the quantum leaps in your life. So it's based in the idea that everything in the universe is made up of energy, and that your thoughts and feelings and beliefs influence the energy that you create in your reality. That is, manifestation 101, or manifestation in a nutshell. But because of different universal laws that I'll get into in a moment, we see that who we are being is what causes us to manifest. So I cannot say this enough. You do not manifest what you want, you manifest who you are being. And this is really the first thing you have to understand and really want to get centered into when it comes to quantum manifestation, because who you are being is always where that's your attraction set point, I like to call it. That is the set point at which you are attracting more back to you. So if you tend to be extremely negative, that's always your reactions, you're going to attract things that back that up, that make you right, that match your energy. If you believe that, life is panning out for you, and the better it gets, the better it gets, and I'm learning, I'm doing it, there must be a way, you're going to continually find nudges and pieces that make it possible for you to manifest your goals. It's all in who you're being. So we want to understand energy and vibration. Everything is vibrating at a different energy or a different frequency. That's why we say high vibe, low vibe. Everything is vibrating at a different frequency. And your thoughts and emotions emit vibrations that interact with the universe and put you on the vibrational scale at a certain point. So if you're thinking things like, it's not going to work, this sucks, I'm going to be alone forever, or I can't do it, your vibration, your actual cells vibrate slower. When you're up higher, you're feeling good, content, grateful, even excited, inspired. That's when your cells are actually vibrating at a higher frequency. So when our cells are vibrating, it interacts with our aura, which is like our energy bubble around us, and interacts with the universe and our physical 3D. So this, right? We are made of energy. There is something called the law of vibration, which is an energetic law. And it says that everything in the universe consists of motion and vibrates at specific frequencies. This is what I just explained, but that literally is the law of vibration, that it just states everything is vibrating, basically. It's not even woo-woo. It's just everything is made of molecules, all the planets, all the everything is vibrating at different frequencies. So the next thing to understand is the quantum field. And this is where we start to get a little bit like, right? Starts to get a little bit less tangible. But how I want to explain this is that there is a field of infinite possibilities where all potential outcomes exist. So I like to, again, really ground it and say to my clients, if you woke up tomorrow and you did a 5 a.m. yoga every day for 30 days, that would lead you in a certain direction. If you got up at 5 a.m. and started drinking vodka at 5 a.m., that would lead you in a certain direction. So right now, sitting where you are, imagining in your mind's eye the you in 1 month that has gotten up every day and did yoga. Okay? And then the you in 1 month who has gotten up every day between now and a month and drank vodka at 5 a.m. I know it's a very weird example, right? So now you're getting an idea of those two different yous, the impact of your now moment, the impact of the choices that you make. Those two possibilities of you, when I say who is the you, 30 days from now, you've done yoga every day. That bing that appears in your mind, or maybe you get a feeling of them, a sense of them, an idea of them, that version of you lives in the quantum. She or they are not standing right beside you. They're not physically in front of you. But if I ask you, who is the version of you that, does yoga every day for a month? Imagine that version exists in the quantum. It is pure potential. All potentials exist. All potential outcomes exist. So again, you may not be good at visualizing. It may not be your thing, but just imagining or feeling into or, cognitively processing. If you got up and changed your life and did something really beneficial tomorrow in 1 year, who is the you that has turned everything around that you're currently working, with? That you exists in the quantum, pure potential. So there are potentials of you coming out the yin yang. There is the you who, leaves your marriage. There's the you who finds new love. There's the you who starts, exercising a lot again or for the first time. There's the you that switches careers. There's the you that gets up this morning or tomorrow morning and doesn't have coffee instead of coffee. There's the you who starts, breath work. There's the you who hires a mentor. There's the you who continues to spiral into something you're going through right now. There is the you who really purely, like, any potential is possible. That's what we're talking about. So it's not really that conceptual and woo-woo. It's actually very real. So again, now that I've said all those examples, the quantum field is the field of infinite possibilities where all potentials exist. It's where the potential outcome comes from. So then, by tuning into certain frequencies or potentials, imagine the you 30 days from now who've just done yoga every day, by tuning into that specific vibration, to that specific you, to that frequency, imagining it, you start to collapse timelines. You collapse time because you start being that version now. You start thinking like that version or imagining that version or feeling that version. Any amount, even when you're just starting to imagine, you're already starting to collapse time, because you're bringing that outcome closer to you. So if I think, maybe this is just a pure example, but maybe like my health has been really bad in my gut and I haven't been paying attention to it, and I know I need to clean up my nutrition. And then I imagine the me 3 months from now who has really paid attention to her body, maybe cut out gluten or alcohol or whatever it was that were some things that my inner guide was saying to cut out. Okay, so I've been doing all this stuff. I've been walking, doing yoga or exercise. 3 months from now, I am feeling fitter and healthier. My gut health is great. My skin is clear. When I actually take a moment and get into that energy and I start to ask myself, what types of things would that version of me think, do, daily practices, daily habits? How does she stay accountable? Does she have like a nutrition coach, or is she writing it on a calendar, setting timers in her phone? Is it an inner why that's just taking her the distance? What are the habits? What are the shifts that they did to get where they are? So it's not really, it's expansive thinking, but it's not really asking you to believe in something that is completely inconceivable. And it's nothing to do with God, source, universe. So we don't even need to have, differing religious or spiritual views that get in the way of manifestation. It's not even about that. It's about there is a field, a quantum field of all potentials. You are made of energy. And when you shift your energy, you shift your potential dramatically. In a good way, in a bad way, in a neutral way. I mean, if you shift it, it's going to be usually either in the positive or in the negative. That changes your outcome. If you actually did get up tomorrow and start drinking vodka at 5 a.m., in a month, you are going to have some pretty severe side effects of that. That's a potential. And you stepped into it by taking action directly in that, toward that goal, which the goal in this case is drinking vodka at 5 a.m. That's not actually the goal. But if you know what I mean, so in a unfavorable way, the version of you that started doing that in a month, they're feeling a certain way. And we go, okay, what did they do to get to this point of feeling so shitty or not being able to get up in the morning or really a lot of digestive issues? Well, they drank vodka every day for 5 a.m. At 5 a.m. That's what got them there. Oh yeah, totally. Okay. So then we just flip it into a positive direction. What about the you that's making $20,000 months in your business? What about the you that started a business helping people? What about the you that has gotten healthier, that feels happier in their life, more at peace, that's solid in a daily practice, that's feeling magnetic? Okay, what is that version of you and what types of things do they do? This is the essence of quantum manifestation. So I want to talk for a couple minutes about some of the universal laws. And then I'm going to make it, continue to make it tangible and give you some actual practices. So the universal laws that we have to really pay attention to when it comes to quantum manifestation is, of course, the law of attraction. This just states that like attracts like. The energy you put out from your thoughts and feelings attracts the same frequency back from the universe. This is a universal law. It's not even personal. And whether you believe it or not, it's still there. So it's up to you if you want to discover it. It is going to be there anyway. The next thing to think of is the law of vibration. As I mentioned, everything is in certain vibrations, and depending, like you are vibration. So the law of vibration interacts with the law of attraction to say where you are vibrating at will attract more toward you, right? So we've got that. Pretty straightforward. The law of attraction, like attracts like. The law of vibration, you are made of vibes. So depending on where you're vibing, you will attract more of the same toward you. So the next law that I want to talk about is the law of cause and effect. And this says that every action has a corresponding reaction, and that your thoughts and emotions cause or produce an effect in your life. So when every action has a reaction, every reaction has an action. So when you focus on your desires and you take aligned action, you will set off a chain of event that brings your desires into fruition, especially when you look at continually taking action that benefits you. So one thing that people do is they will meditate on money, and they'll be like, okay, I'm feeling really good. I had this money meditation. I'm feeling high vibe. But then they go out and they act in lack or in scarcity. Or their words start saying to their partner or their friends, like, I'm broke, I'm always going to be broke. That action right there has a reaction. You saying you're going to be broke, you pinching off the flow of abundance also has a reaction. So it's not just one meditation and you're good. It's constantly who you are being because of the law of cause and effect. So when you do self-care, that has a positive effect on you. When you do yoga or work out or are mindful or do breath work, that has a positive effect every single time. Every meditation you do has a positive effect. Even if it's just like, that feels really good. My nervous system is calm. Cool, I got a download. Whatever you're doing, it always has an effect. And then the other law I want to talk about is the law of mentalism, or some people call it the law of mentality. And this law states that everything is created in your mind first, and that your reality is a reflection of your thoughts and your inner world, your mental state, your thoughts and your beliefs and everything that goes on in your beautiful noggin. So this is what Freud would call projection, or their shadow, which also interacts with projection. There's lots of ways that this comes up, and we've studied it. Psychologists have seen it, that your inner world affects your outer state, and everything in your physical 3D world is run through the filter of your mind. So everything is created in your mind first, according to the law of mentalism, or the law of mentality. The last law I just want to touch on, because this stuff is so fascinating. There's many, many laws, by the way, is the law of assumption. And I've talked about that here on the show. I've talked about that on the path as well. The law of assumption, Neville Goddard is really famous for being the original OG of the law of assumption. And this states that whatever you assume to be true, or assume the feelings of, that's what you will manifest. So if you are assuming that you're going to be successful, if you're assuming that it's going to get better, if you're assuming that no matter what I do, I'm going to figure this out, even if it takes me 2 years, I'm going to figure this out, your desire or your energy focused on the assumption is so powerful that when you focus on your desires and assume that they're already fulfilled, or that they're coming, or that they're on the way, you align your energy and it draws it into your experience. So you can see when we combine these laws, and this, I'm studying this for a lifetime. You may as well. There's a lot to cover here. But when we combine these different laws of the universe that, again, are not personal, the law of attraction, the law of cause and effect, the law of vibration, we start to realize that when we change who we are being, we immediately change our life and change our circumstances. And the universe has no other choice, or I shouldn't say the universe, our physical experience, our physical life has no other option but to shift because of these laws. It's not about being a good or bad person. So for me, that really helps alleviate some of the like, oh, but I can't, but this, or oh, but embodiment that feels fake. And I just go, well, fuck it. If I'm manifesting from who I'm being, I don't want to be down here. I don't want to be holding on to this. I don't want to be in pain and turmoil. And this isn't to bypass. I've done a hell of a lot of healing work. I'm assuming that you have a basic understanding on some of the healing work or are willing at some point to move through that, because we can't bypass, but we're just talking physics. We're just talking like this is law. So let's come back to quantum manifestation, right? Quantum manifestation states that who you are being will manifest more of that to you. So in those examples of getting up and doing yoga or getting up and drinking vodka, I want you to start to think about the version of you in 3 months, okay? Because things can happen fast in the quantum. If you join us in Quantum Magic, the program, you're going to see that. Holy crap. But picture yourself in 3 months, and you have made significant shifts. Whatever those shifts are, you may want to know, you may not even have to know for this moment, but you've made huge shifts in your life. And those top manifestations that you've been going for are now your reality. You're feeling better, you're more energized, you're more abundant, you're feeling more free in your life, more excited, more lit up, waking up in gratitude, waking up excited to be in this day. Maybe you've shifted careers, maybe you've met special people, a partner or friends or community. Something has massively clicked and your energy's different and your life is different just 3 months from now. So I want you to start to ask yourself, what is that version of you's energy like? What is their energy like? What is their vibe like? What is their mentality like? Because of the law of mentality. That's why they're attracting those things, because they're feeling better. They're believing in themselves. They're feeling more confident. They have maybe a slightly more dedicated daily practice, or they've invested in themselves with a mentor or a personal trainer or something to help them move forward. Whatever it is in your life, see that version of you. And actually, if you want to, if you really are here 2 feet in, spend some time with that version of yourself. Get to know that version, because you might have done this work before, but what do you want now? Who is the you literally in 3 months, not 2 years, not 10 years, 3 months, who has quantum leapt in her life? So as you start to get to know that version, and I'm not going to give away all the secrets, because it's a whole process we're going to go through in Quantum Magic. But as you start to put on their energy, get into that vibe of what that would be like, you start bridging that gap. And if you start becoming more like that version of you 3 months from now, it's still you. They're not perfect or without a flaw or without a trigger. They're still you. They've just moved ahead a bit. They've released a bit. They've shifted their identity, which is such a powerful part of this. I cannot wait for that part in the program. They've shifted how they see themselves and their capabilities, because they understand the laws of the universe. And they know that pure potential is available, and they know that they're worth it, and they know that they can do this. So as you try on that energy to bring this full circle, if right now I got you to close your eyes, imagine that version of you, really feel it, and you got into a place where you were feeling it or seeing it or sensing that version of you so strongly, and you maybe even feel that energy come into your body, and you're like, whoa, like millionaire me, or CEO vibes, or who's the you, like super healthy, going for walks, super into yoga, or whatever it is. If you try on that energy right now, and you start feeling it in your body right now, right in this very moment, you become a match for that. And it becomes less about having to do a bunch of shit and more about being that energy and watching the things come to you. I don't chase, I attract, right? It's about being magnetic. You will be called to take inspired action. like maybe taking the quantum magic program, but you will be called because for you to get healthy from here, if that was one of your goals, it may be inspired action of like, oh man, that Buddha bowl I used to make, that's healthy and it's so delicious. I'm going to make that tomorrow. Or you know what? I should be going for, or I want to be going for walks every evening. There will be inspired action, but that's good. That version of you in 3 months takes inspired action, but it's in love and it's grounded and it's not this big scary thing. Sometimes you're called to do scary things, but you're the driver. You're allowed to choose what you want to do. It's more about assuming that energy. So when you be that version of you now, because of the law of attraction, because of the law of vibration, because of the law of cause and effect, because of the law of mentality, you are instantly attracting much, much, much better outcomes for yourself because anything is possible. That possibility exists in the quantum. Absolutely. The millionaire you, the out of debt you, the you with a lover, the you writing a book, the you, getting up early and having a beautiful self-care practice, that you already exists because you can dream it to be possible. It's in your mind's eye. Source doesn't put anything in your mind's eye that is not meant for you. In fact, what you see is meant for you. That is the growth assignment. That is your next level, calling you forward. The visions are hanging around in your mind. They're dangling in your mind of traveling or buying a new car or buying a home or whatever it is because it's meant for you. And that version of you is calling you forward. And it doesn't have to be that hard when you understand the laws. So it's about being that new energy now. And you just take snippets, you take times in the day, you do practices, you call it in, call it in, call it in. You don't chase, you attract. And you puff up your magnetic field. You puff up your aura. You become super magnetic. You start making slightly different decisions. You start thinking about things in slightly different ways. And it pulls you through the self-growth process while also allowing you to manifest what you want. So the last thing I just want to clarify is when we talk about collapsing timelines, it means that when you be that version of you now, whether you're doing a visualization or a technique I teach you and you're being that now, you're literally cutting down the time that it's going to take to get there because you're already assuming that end result. You're already flirting with that end possibility. So it's really, really magical and it's really powerful, and that is quantum manifestation. Quantum manifestation is imagining that end result and striving, intending, embodying, which is such a big part of the quantum magic program and such a big part of what I teach, embodying that next level energy. And you can do this no matter where you are, I promise. Even if you're in lots of debt, I'm not going to tell you to be like, just be a millionaire. We start with where you are. And we incrementally upgrade, expanding your capacity, bringing you up the ladder, bringing you closer to your goal. Then you start manifesting at a new level. And then that boosts you up even further and you start manifesting at a new level. And then I didn't even intend to talk about the law of momentum, but then that picks up and you pick up momentum and then it becomes a habit. And then that manifestation is now on autopilot where that's your new normal. And then you reach for another level, right? This is the hack, you guys. Quantum manifestation is the shit. So as I wrap up, a couple tangible things that you can do. Number one, join Quantum Magic. It's below. It's insanely priced. I'm doing this for these 4-week blasts because I just really want to help. And I know the seekers that are ready for this type of work really need it. So I'm keeping it really affordable. 4 weeks with me, answering questions, all the things. That's the first thing you can do. The second thing you can do is to start to set clear intentions of what you want for yourself in 3 months. It doesn't have to be so specific you feel suffocated. It's just like, I want to feel more what? I want to experience more what, right? I want to be out of, stress, or I want to be in financial overflow. I want to have new clients. I want to have more clarity. I want to be in a new vehicle. I want to find a lover, whatever it is. Set those clear intentions and then start to imagine or visualize or write out in your journal the version of you and get into the deets. What do they seem like? What is their vibe like? What is their mentality like? What is their energy like? And then start to assume that energy more often. Start to get into that energy more often. Make it your practice. Source always says to me, if you knew how fast your life could change simply by allowing yourself to go to these types of places rather than working so fucking hard and trying to hustle and trying to strive and trying to figure it all out, there's such an easier way. And Source says to me, and I'm not trying to be rude, but Source is saying they don't believe it or else they would do it instantly. If we truly understood how magical and responsive this reality is to us, we would be doing even more to be F it. Yes, we do the healing work, but F it. I'm not going to spend time in the weeds. I want to feel good. I want to be in that next level. Of course it's going to happen. Of course I'm going to somehow step into it, figure it out, become that version of me. I can see it in my mind's eye. It's meant for me. Here I go. And that's what inspires us to make different decisions. That's what inspires us to go after our goals and take inspired action. But inspired action feels so good versus frantic, hustly, confused action. That's not the vibe anymore. It's frickin' 2024 as I'm recording this. We don't need to hustle and force. You will take action, but you'll be led. It will feel good. So as I said, the first thing you can do, join Quantum Magic. Second thing you can do, set clear intentions for where you want to be. Third thing, get into that energy, visualize it, write it out, imagine it, and start to take advice from that version. Start to let them guide you into daily practices or shifts maybe in your diet or small ways you can invest in yourself or big ways you can invest in yourself or whatever your inner guide is calling you to do. And then remind yourself over and over of how this works. The quantum, these laws, you don't have to know them in and out. You don't have to study them like I've been studying them for so long, but truly the more you believe it, the more, again, it becomes not personal and you just want to interact with the laws, right? No matter who you are, you can't override gravity. You just can't. So you might as well work with life rather than against life and feeling like somehow these laws are exempt for you. They're not, I promise. So I acknowledge you and how far you've come and everything you've needed to overcome. It's been quite a journey, but here you are. And if you do want to join Quantum Magic, it is truly for those people who are ready to be high vibe. And this doesn't mean that every day in the program you have to be high vibe, but you're ready to explode. Enough of the loops. Enough of, Dr. Phil says, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy, right? It's I no longer want to be right. I just want to be happy. I no longer want to stay stuck. I just want to be rich and in overflowing abundance and with freedom. So F it, let's go all in together. So if you understand that, and you're down for the quantum, I'd love to see you in that program because I know what it feels like to feel the frustration of inconsistent manifestation, emotional blocks, a lack of clarity, stuck in loops of limiting belief, being afraid of failure or afraid to do it wrong, or just confusion of it all, overwhelm, lack of alignment, lack of feeling like you're actually moving forward. I swear, quantum manifestation is the cure, especially if you've been doing the work for a while and you're really, really ready. So I can't wait to take you hand in hand through this journey. It's going to be amazing. The live support is going to be so fun. And if you don't end up joining us, just really continue studying this quantum manifestation stuff because small actions done in a slightly different energy, I swear you're a few small tweaks away from absolute magnetism, from absolute flow, from clarity and freedom and actually getting results in your manifestation game. It is still something you need to practice, but it is the shortcut. It literally allows us to collapse timelines. So continue getting into that next level energy, making decisions from that next level you. That is such a key. It's been a key in my business. I tell this to my entrepreneur clients. Make decisions from your next level self. Make decisions from the mindset of your goals and the wish fulfilled and where you're headed and what would they do. So my love, I love you. I really hope that this helped. I hope you have a fantastic day. Cheers to you. I can't wait to see you in Quantum Magic. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for your time and tuning into this episode. I really hope that it served you. And before you go, I'd love to give you a free workbook to help you upgrade your manifestation mindset. In this workbook, we're going to go through the 5 most common unconscious blocks that are holding you back. I'm going to show you how it's showing up in your life, and most importantly, the manifestation mindset shift that you need to unblock yourself. So grab the Manifestation Mindset Makeover free workbook now, and let's get to unblocking.